Nice hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup, the show where I explain all of my controversial views and opinions to open discussion in the live chat and in the comments down below. In this video, we're going to be talking about just, to be honest, the live Redmond Roundups aren't even structured. That's what the normal Redmond Roundups are for. There's one out on the channel that you can go and check out after this. This is just to interact with the chat, the Redmonds Army, the people who support me, and it's something that I really enjoy doing as well. So shout out to everyone who's tuned into what is a very last minute stream. Please do let me know if the audio's okay. We've got the topics ready. We're going to be sharing a few videos. We're going to be watching a few players that we're going that maybe we should go ahead and buy. We're going to talk about Darwin Nunez as well and all these comparisons that Liverpool fans are making about how he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we've got much more. But first of all, as I like to start all these streams while we wait for a couple of people to come in, I like to interact with the chat as well. So let me take a sip of my cheeky little Vinto, and let's get right into it, mate. Second City Saint says, mind the gap though, lad. Yeah, the gap's been pretty huge, and I'm quite clumsy, so I've been tripping up all season. Not going to lie, moment where I think we're going to come back, we don't come back, and that's not ideal. Hopefully we can close that gap all in due course. We're still in October, gang. We're still in October. Shout out to Josiah, who says, Stone's glass house not look good, lad. Stone's glass houses, not a good look, lads. What do you mean, Stone's glass houses? I don't get the joke. I apologise, don't get the joke. I probably should get the joke. Oh, yeah, there's a comment that you said before that one. So you said, you mean like you've been for about 5 years? If you can extend your explanation, that would be absolutely marvellous, and we can discuss. Shout out to T-Boys TV, guys. Go subscribe to T-Boys TV. Long-term subscriber of the channel. Mid-table team, you're so right. We are genuine. Like, you couldn't get any more mid. Like, we're the most 6 out of 10 person that you can find. Like, you know when you go outside and you see a girl, or girls, if you see a boy and you just think he is a very mediocre-looking person, or she is a very mediocre-looking person, we are that person right now. But then you get a shave, and then you get a haircut, and you have a little bit of a glow-up over a barber meeting, and then next thing you know, you're back. So hopefully we can get that barber meeting as soon as possible. Liverpool are going through their homeless phase, is how I like to word it, if you do wish. Audio is fine, great to know. Do you think we should get Asensio? I would love Asensio. Chat, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I just think he'd add an element of spark that we don't have already. So, and not to mention that he plays for Real Madrid and he's got bags and bags of experience. So that just makes complete sense to me. And it seems like a proper Klopp signing as well. How are you, James? My goat. You're my goat, lad. I'm having a good day. I've trained. I don't know if you know, chat, but I'm looking all right. I'm looking a bit more fresh than usual. Shout out to Global Barbers on Stanley Road if you ever want to go and get a trim like Hammers. Probably the better trim that I've had in recent times. And yet, guys, like I said, we're going to be talking about loads of things. So shout out for everyone who's interacting. Is De Jong a reality, is De Jong a reality? January, or who will we sign in January? Well, that's actually what we're going to talk about today. Luff Ent, we're going to be talking about that today in terms of who we should sign and a few players that we should look at. The first thing I want to talk about, chat, let me know, are these comparisons, Darwin Nunez in comparison to Gabriel Jesus, are they warranted in this moment of time? Are they deserved? Does Darwin Nunez, has he got enough credit in the bank over such a short time? Where, not that he can be compared to the Lord Saviour Gabriel Jesus, because Jesus has only really just started being a main man himself. He's no longer that side order. He's no longer the chips that you get from Domino's. What he is, not Domino's, Nando's, but what he is now, he's the main course. He went into the Arsenal team and he's the star boy. Nunez had the same limelight, just not the same star, but now that you prolong the case study, you're seeing a lot more. The only thing I don't like about the comparisons, chat, let me know what you think, is purely on the basis that they're two completely different players. And I'm not just trying to be like, oh, we can't compare them. We can compare them as attackers. If you want to compare them as all-round footballers, I don't think there's much of a comparison. I think Gabriel Jesus does squash Darwin Nunez. But what they are both good at is what they are both good at. Darwin Nunez, outlet, gets in behind, is basically a target man, gets on the end of chances. Gabriel Jesus creates chances for himself and can dribble past a few players. And there's things about Gabriel Jesus' game that he's just better at than Darwin Nunez. If you saw them in a freestyling match, Gabriel Jesus has Darwin Nunez all day, but Darwin Nunez is here to score goals, people, and that's what he's been doing recently. But we'll go a little bit more into that in a second. Shout out to Revelation Artist, who sends a super chat in to support the channel. Really appreciate that, brother. Long time no see as well. Good to see you back, lads. Where do you think we will finish? A question I've been asked multiple times, Revolution, or revelation? And the one thing I'm going to answer is I don't know. If I had to bet all the money in my house, I'd probably say I'll be optimistic and say fourth, but that's relying on players being fit and loads of other things. So that's just me being in a temporarily good mood saying fourth. Yeah, guys, what do you think about it? Nunez is goated, says fair player. MK says, are you going live with Rance later? Rance hasn't messaged me, so I don't believe we're going live. But if he messages me, I'll do that. Nunez. You gotta love the song when everyone in the cop end just starts chanting Nunez. I think that's well better. Tamir says, I definitely think that Jesus is better and contributes more, but Nunez is much more effective and works much better when we are better. Exactly. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think Nunez works when you've got a overall team that's working. So when the back four is playing well, the midfield, and you're creating chances with the forwards, then Nunez is going to suit that team. But when a team's struggling, Nunez isn't quite your player, but Gabriel Jesus is your player, in my opinion. Mike Dash says, not warranted. Two different styles, two different systems, but Nunez has better statistical output. However, Jesus is not only there to score goals. I think we're on the same page here, chat. I feel like we're all just on the common ground. I think we've established that Gabriel Jesus is good at his individual things. I just don't know if it's warranted. Like, yeah, so there was a stat that was talking about like Nunez, he's on double the amount. Oh no, he's on. Oh, I can hear myself. Shizer. How did that happen? I can hear myself. Sorry, chat, that proper threw me off guard. That, how do I get me back up on the good StreamYard? Oh, mate, I need to get some chat. Is anyone desiring on getting a full-time role as James's streaming assistant, in a sense? Like, you get the comments up and you sort all the shit that I can't do out, because that would be muchly appreciated. Anyway, I want to have a little look about the Nunez praise on Twitter, gang, because I feel like it's, with me especially, and how hard I've been on Nunez, and rightly so. If you're going to come in and be a Liverpool number 9, you deserve to be held to a certain standard, especially when you've been bought for a certain amount, and especially when you did have the poor start that he had, and there is still things to be desired on his ability. But in terms of his goal scoring, I think he's established that if you give him chances, he will get goals, and that's just the way it is, chat. Let me see if I can get a bit of a better angle on this, and hopefully we're going to be good to go, mate. Going to be good to go. Chat, how are we as well today? We've been going to the gym. We've been getting the stuff that we need to get done. Put them both in perfect systems. Nunez would double Jesus' goals, but Jesus would quadruple Nunez' assists. So the creativity side, Jesus is superior, and then the goal scoring side, Nunez is superior. I think it's a bit of a stupid comparison. I feel like Liverpool fans do this stupid thing where, we want to prove you wrong, so we're going to make a logical statement that just doesn't make sense. And it's fine to say Nunez has done well because he's got six goals in 13 games, but you don't compare him to Gabriel Jesus, who, like many of you have said, is a completely different player. The one thing, though, I just want to screen share this statistic a second. This is very interesting, chat. Let me know what you think about it. But the idea behind it, wait there, why isn't that working? There we go, we got there in the end. Let me see if I can do a bit of a better share than that, though. That's much better. So, chat, this is the stats right here. So Darwin Nunez has scored more goals than Gabriel Jesus in 440 fewer minutes. Also, chat, let me know, is the audio going funny? Because sometimes when I switch from screen share to normal, it goes a little bit funny. So in 440 fewer minutes, Nunez has got 6 goals, 5 goals for Jesus. And I think that the compromise that we've just got to get to here, chat, is that they're just both good players. They're both good players at their own things, and the teams really, really like them. I think it's brilliant. James, the more you shave your beard, the better it will grow back. True, you're not wrong. I have been inconsistent when it comes to the shaving the beard side of things. The next thing I want to show you as well, I said this on me latest Redmond Roundup chat, how mad is on and off. Shizer. So I'm going to remove that because I heard that the audio is on and off, which is annoying because it does that when I share the screen. So what the stat I was looking at there, I'll only share the screen for videos. The stat that I was looking at there is goals in their first 13 appearances for Liverpool. Mohamed Salah has got 8. Fernando Torres has got 7. Nunez has got 6. Like 6 goals in his first 13 games. Salah got 8, Torres got 7. And bear in mind, they would have been playing they would have been playing a more consistent run of games than what Nunez is now. So that's impressive, people. Even as someone who's been hard on Nunez this year, that's brilliant. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a better return than what I was expecting. So well done, you Uruguayan beautiful man. He got the same amount of goals as Mane in his first 13 games. Suarez had 4 goals in his first 13 games for Liverpool. And then Firmino had a staggering 0, which is quite mad. Let me know what you think about that. Only Salah and Torres to score more in the first 13 games for Liverpool. Definitely not something I expected. Javi says, James Nunez will come good. He's showing positives. That's what I will agree on. He's showing positives. I still think he can do more in terms of his chance conversion rate, and on top of that as well as creativity. Otherwise, I think we'll lack if he doesn't improve those things. However, he's doing what he needs to do. He's doing everything I expect of him. Get on the end of chances, put the ball in the back of the net. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, we're all good and dandy. Bad Boy says, cherry picking stats versus different teams. All that matters is Nunez is 3 goals and 1 assist. Jesus, 5 goals, 3 assists in the Prem. That's not all that matters, though, because if anything, you're in the Europa League. Nunez hasn't started the majority of the games in the Premier League. And opposed to Gabriel Jesus' 5 goals in the Prem, Nunez is getting Champions League goals, which, as Jesus scored in the Europa League chat. So just to diminish one set of stats and not use the other. I'm not a stats person, but to diminish one side of stats, that is not fair at all. And I think the same way I'd say to Liverpool fans, you're going a bit far with Nunez. I'd say to you, you're really reaching with that. But let me know if I'm wrong. Danny Slater says, Mike Dars, we beat you at the Emirates fairly, mate. We were the better team. Sorry, Danny, when were we talking about the Arsenal game? Sorry about that. Just because you haven't turned up for about 3 months to my YouTube channel because you don't like me no more. Tell me how, in any way, shape or form, does anything I've just said correlate to what you've just commented? Please tell me, Tammy. Because if you're just coming in here to slander Liverpool, then that's not what I'm talking to you about. I'm here to do a show, Danny, for God's sake. David Douglas says, hey, James, Liverpool supporter here from Jamaica. Break up me Jamaica, can ya nah? Come on, my brother, you know that, lads. Big up Jamaicans, you belter people. Using amazing opinions on Martinez, James. Ooh, what Martinez? Are you on about Man United's Martinez? Because if so, love him. Brilliant player. Great centre-back. Works hard. Vicious. Great sense of positioning. Aerial duels for days. Just the umpa-lumpa that ended up being absolutely world-class. That is literally the only way you can describe Martinez. If you're talking about Man United's Martinez. But yeah, man. 6 goals in 13 games for Nunez. Chat, don't mind if I diddly fucking do. You know what I mean? Don't mind if I diddly do. Oh yeah, is this here's Nunez's goal, chat, if you just want to see it. Beautiful header. Look at this. Whoosh! Yes! Mr. Darwin Nunez. Chat, are you on that Darwin Nunez hype train yet? Yes or no? Like, do you think Darwin Nunez is going to end up being really, really good, or do you still have your doubts? The thing is, we really need to talk about Fabinho's decline. I don't think it is informed. Remind me of that, because we do need to talk about his decline, absolutely. The thing is, we didn't spend 100 million for Jesus, and he's performing well with and without the ball on the pitch. We didn't spend 100 million on Nunez. We actually spent upwards of 85 million if you include add-ons. And on top of that as well, it was very circumstantial to why you bought Gabriel Jesus for a cheaper price. And I don't know the wages in comparison to both, but I'm going to imagine that Gabriel Jesus is on more wages than Nunez. Let me see if that's true. Because I actually really want to know that. Chat, who's on more wages, Jesus or Nunez? Because that could just be a ridiculous comment. Great header, couldn't do the easy bit. This is what I'm saying. He missed the sitter, and even when he came on against City, he had the issue where he didn't pass it to Salah, and he missed a few big chances there. We have got to still realise he can do more. And in a big game or big games going forward, you don't want him to be missing those sitters. Because even, chat, you remember the sitter that he missed against United in the pre-season? That was poor, and he's done that a few times now where he's missed big chances. Right, Darwin Nunez weekly wage. Let's settle this debate then, because people always just like to bring up transfer fees, like as if nothing else matters. And again, if that's going to be the sole part of your argument, using money isn't going to be the fair thing. I can't find his weekly wages. if you know, then please do let me know what his wages are, because I want to try and get to the bottom of that. Why is an Arsenal fan in a Liverpool community? This isn't a Liverpool community. This is a community for anyone to come and discuss about football. I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I am also a football fan. I'm just a Liverpool passion first. Jesus has more wages, and that's no surprise. Jesus is on 200k, Nunez is on 100k, I heard. So again, unofficial sources, but if Jesus is on 200k and Nunez is on 100, again, you've just gone against your own argument, because over time, you're going to be spending more on Gabriel Jesus, not to mention goal bonuses as well. Fabinho has looked 30 for 4 years, maybe an age lying, but I'm reaching because I can't think of a rational reason. Here's the thing about Fabinho, he does look like a bit of a grandpa, doesn't he? He does look like a bit of a Harry Maguire. Chat, speaking of midfielders, I want to show you a player who I think we should sign. Possibly. He looks brilliant. You'll know him. You'll know who he is. I'm just going to reveal to you in a second. Chat, W or L, should we sign this player? Because he is... Hey, Danny, you'll like this one, my G. You'll like this one, because this fella was saucing against you yesterday. He was saucing against you. Right. Wait there, let me remove that, actually. Stop screen. This player's a baller, chat. And if we're not going to be getting Jude Bellingham, I would be more than happy to try out this man right here. W or L, chat. W or L. Let me lower that down. I'll put it on full screen, but I don't want to get copyrighted, so we'll just leave it on the little screen for now. Look at that. And again, chat, the question, does his technique remind you of anyone? I'll mention it in a second. Whoosh. Let me put the music on a little bit, so there's some background noise. Man like Xavi Simons, lad. Xavi Simons, lad. He's a baller, him, you know, chat. Press resistant, good in tight spaces. Beautiful. Chatty had him on strings. This guy's on 10 goals and 6 assists. He's a baller, chat. He's a baller. WRL for Xavi Simons, chat. Because I think it just, like, the way he tethered. He sent Saliba for an ice cream, bruv. He sent him for an ice cream. Oh, Saliba, bruv. Listen, yeah, Europa League is not for everyone, my G. You feel me? Everyone talking about Champions League, Arsenal and that. Can't even handle Europa League and that. You feel me, bro? Come on, Danny, man. Oh, lads. Xavi Simons, get him in the Liverpool team. He's press resistant. He's young. Someone mentions in the chat that he has a buyback clause from PSG. But honestly, chat, if we don't go out there and get someone of a certain ilk, we are not going to be competing for trophies anytime soon. And I'm not saying bringing in Xavi Simons automatically elevates us to a title challenger, but we missed out on Tchouaméni. We're going to miss out on Jude Bellingham. Let's be very, very honest with ourselves. And then on top of that as well, Xavi Simons, will PSG buy him back? Maybe. He's on 10 goals and like 6 assists this season, so possibly. If they don't, is that something that we should exercise? Because I just think, why not? Why not? If it's possible, it's someone that we should go for. Press resistant, great on the ball. And chat, who does he remind you of? In terms of like a player for player, like who does he remind you of? He is great, but Bellingham is well better. But we're not going to get Bellingham. So yeah, do you genuinely believe, Rad's Football, that we're going to get you Bellingham? Do you think we have enough money to pay the transfer fee and the wages that teams like Real Madrid, Chelsea, City would all offer Jude Bellingham happily to get him on board with them? I don't think we do, and that's why I don't think we're going to get him, and therefore have to look at alternatives. And Xavi Simons is just a sick player, lad, you know what I mean? He's a belter, mate. Unless he's from Brighthouse, I don't think FSG will buy. Yeah, again, he's one of those big name players. Doesn't seem too much like an FSG signing, and with the season he's having with PSV, he's going to be a lot of money, chat. So it'll be interesting. One really likes Maddison with all this sauce. Maddison as well. Chat, we just need to start basically getting ready for the change in the midfield. That's going to be coming. Thiago's not getting any younger, but we can afford to have him for a couple of more seasons. Fabinho, I just don't understand. Like, it's the turn for me, chat. It's just, he moves, like, very slowly. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do. It's weird, but it's just not the same. And his reactions and his ability to get to a ball and win a tackle when he has to cover a little bit of distance, it's just not there. And out of everyone in the squad at the moment, a lot of players to me are just showing bad decision making. Whereas Fabinho is genuinely showing signs of a 45-year-old granddad, like a 75-year-old granddad, but with like if you compare that. Like, do you know if it came out that he was 45, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be, and he'd just been lying. And I know. And I love Fabinho, legends of my football club, and I'd be like, he won a Champions League at 42. But it doesn't matter though, chap, because now, is he the best solution for Liverpool? I don't know. I'm always open to hear your solutions. What has happened to Fabinho the past 2 seasons? He went from legendary to beginner. I think he went from legendary to retirement home. I'm not going to lie. We don't have to offer the most wages to Jude. Pay him some. We don't have to offer the most wages to Jude. He's the same as Trent Alexander-Arnold and would come. FSG got 0 excuses. What do you mean he's the same as Trent Alexander-Arnold? First of all, he's not Scouse. Second of all, he's not a Liverpool fan. So how is he he's a midfielder, Trent's a right back. How is he the same as Trent? If you're trying to imply, oh, he's just here for the vibes and he wants to be a Liverpool legend, I think he wants to be a Liverpool legend if we're winning trophies. I think he would much rather be another footnote in Real Madrid's history than be the main man in Liverpool's history but possibly win nothing. I think Jude Bellingham would prefer that. And why would you turn down a opportunity to play with Camavinga and Tuchemani and learn off Luka Modric and Toni Kroos or would you rather go to Liverpool and play with Fabinho, who looks like a slightly quicker version than Harry Maguire at the moment, and Thiago plays once every 3 games, Henderson, who's not getting any younger, Milner, who, even though he wins the bleep test, I still have my questions on whether he should have a place in the squad, chat. So if I'm Jude Bellingham, if I'm in his agent, I'm saying, okay, Liverpool or Madrid wins. Because even though I love Liverpool, the city, Madrid is the much bigger attraction. Liverpool FC or Real Madrid FC? Real Madrid FC won the most Champions Leagues, La Ligas for days, only getting better and better. Investment, Real Madrid. Wages, Real Madrid. Honestly, everything leans towards Real Madrid. So just because he is like Trent, as you say, which I think is bollocks, I don't know. I think we need to look at other things, chat. Jude Bellingham will become that sort of dog on the lead type thing where you're holding the meat and you're following it, but you haven't quite processed that you might not get there, and I don't think we're going to get there with Jude Bellingham. Pay him 220k a week, same wages on Trent. It doesn't, no, but I don't think you hear what I'm saying. We can pay him 220k a week. Real Madrid can pay him 300k. So, again, even money-wise, it's more beneficial to go to Real Madrid. Even though I don't think Madrid would pay him that much, I think they would if there was a battle. I'd take Camavinga over Bellingham. Good luck getting Camavinga. Danny says, Bellingham, Tuchemani, Valverde, Camavinga, while we have El Neni. I'm tired. El Neni's all right, lads. You know what I mean? He's Salah's fanboy, so we like El Neni. That's not the way it works, bro. Got to go where the trophies are. 100% agree, Mitch, and we haven't got the trophy volume at the moment. We've done great things, but right now, Jude Bellingham, there's no main attraction there for Jude Bellingham to go, oh my God, I want to go to Liverpool FC, and there's nowhere else I'd rather go in this world. There's no incentive. Would you consider buying a right back and Trent in midfield? I don't know. Let's see how Calvin Ramsey goes before we buy a right back. There's other priorities like midfield and stuff that I'd rather invest the majority of our budget on. Because if we start buying right backs when, yes, Trent's been bad, but we don't need a new right back. Trent has been good at right back before. So let's just stick with what we know can work, but then make the changes that we need to change, if that makes sense. Fabinho just looks tired. There's nobody to compete for this spot, and he just looks overplayed and exhausted. True, but he looks more overplayed and exhausted than other players, and I don't know. It's a weird one, Fabinho. You could be right. You could be fully bang on, mate. Trent hasn't got the defensive awareness to become a midfielder. That makes no sense to me. I sort of agree. I think Trent has been more used positionally to being out wide opposed to in the middle. And you've got to realise, like, oh, but he was a midfielder in his academy day. Like, yeah. And I'd be intrigued to see how it would go in the Premier League. But he spent the whole of his man career, like when playing men's football and not against other teenagers. Trent has played at right back where he's got to win the tackles at right back against wingers. He's got to go forward at right back where he can whip in crosses. If you put him midfield, you nullify the crosses. Yeah, he can get balls over the top. But for instance, I don't see a point in playing Trent and Thiago in the midfield when what are they going to do? The same things. And Thiago is much better at what he does in a number 6 or in a number 8 than what Trent would do in those positions. And Trent is much better at right back than what Thiago would do at whipping in balls. So I don't think putting Trent in the midfield's the solution. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but there's a reason why. Chat, has Klopp tried that once ever? While being Liverpool manager, has Klopp ever tried with Trent at centre mid? Because I haven't seen it happen, me personally. And if it was a good idea, don't you think he would have done it? That's all I'm saying. James, who do you think will win the Premier League? Manchester City. Where would you rather go for a holiday, Liverpool or Madrid? I know where I'd go. Exactly the point I'm trying to make. If you look for a destination and you're looking for a place to live, Liverpool's a nice place. Again, you can become a legend at Liverpool if that means a lot to Jude Bellingham. Sound, but we're not the Liverpool we was 2-3 years ago at this current moment, and we need to get back to that as soon as possible. Therefore, we need to spend. Anyway, let's move on to a few other things, chat. If there's anything on Twitter as well that you want to send me or you want me to look at, do let me know in the comments. James, what are your thoughts on young English players who go abroad and returning to England with lots of hype and pressure? I think it kind of comes with the reward if you go away, do well. It's more common nowadays as well that English players go abroad and actually succeed. Plenty of examples: Sancho, Bellingham, Tomori, Tammy Abraham, like loads of examples. Before, it was hard to think of a player who went outside of England. And then if you could think of a player, was they doing well? Probably not. Michael Owen's a big example for that. So it's boss. I think it's great for development. I think the thing that hits players is just the intensity when they get back. You get back in the league and every team is there playing high pressing football or very defensive football. There's no in between in the Premier League. It's honestly all physicality. Very little skill moves. And that's why you see everyone fuming at Anthony for the little rainbow thing that he done, because everyone just cares about physicality, work rate, running. Like Bruno Fernandes can do 90 minutes of pointless running and he'll get told, oh, well done because you covered this much distance. If there's no purpose behind the action of making a run or making a sprint or pressing someone down, it really is just wasting energy, which is actually negatively impacting the team. Anthony, I'm not saying that was a skill move that impacted the team positively, but I just thought it was a little bit far and demonstrates even further that this league is not about technical and it's about physical. And players abroad who go abroad, they learn more on the technical side of things. When they get back to the Premier League, I think that's a bit of a shock. But yeah, the media, they're going to do what they're going to do. Curtis O'Hara says, where was the genius behind signing Arthur? Yeah, I don't know. Tell me about it. Nat says, Klopp is too nice to his players. Keep them too long. Other managers, you use them and sell them at the right time and invest in better players. Again, circumstantial. Very circumstantial. In a sense that other clubs are more flexible with how many players they want in the squad. And I think Jurgen's came out plenty of times before and said, we need to play in this position, this one. But we haven't got them. Why is that? So the manager's saying we need to play it in these positions, but we haven't gone out and got it. Who do you blame there? Is it the person who wants the transfers, or is it the people who can actually influence the transfers, which is the board, FSG, etc., etc.? I have to disagree, my friend. I'm not going to lie to you. I have to disagree. Guys, have you seen the Gabriel Henderson stuff? Have you seen the Gabriel Henderson stuff? Chat, get on this. Get on this. This is madness to me. Because for the past 2-3 weeks, I've been hearing things like about Henderson, him becoming like people trying to suggest that he's like racist or whatever. Proper mad stuff. Really not nice things to hear. anyone being called, especially without any substance or evidence that you can apply to it. And straight after the game, that happened. This is what's being said. Jordan Henderson is believed to have told the investigation he called Arsenal's Gabriel a fucking idiot. But, you know, he would have been like, fucking idiot, mate. You fucking wanker. Gabriel believed he used another far worse word in Portuguese. None of the other players questioned. Nobody asserted Gabriel was insincere, merely mistaken. So the thing to establish there is it's actually not Gabriel's fault because he's Portuguese and he's not going to understand fairly well. What I find hilarious, chat, is good old Hendo Nino from Sunderland, right, who's coming over and he's speaking like this, you know what I mean, like, and he's going over to Gabriel and he's saying, you're a fucking wanker, mate, because you're a fucking, like, this, that, and the other. Sounds. So Henderson has gone over with his heavy Geordie accent. Is he a Geordie, chat, or do you class people from Sunderland as Geordie? Either way. And Gabriel thought his English was that mad. You're speaking Portuguese? And it's hilarious to me because everyone made these assumptions off the back of a Firmino photo of him looking like this. And the conclusion that photo told me is, okay, he's probably called him a name, but it doesn't mean he's being racist, or it doesn't mean he's being xenophobic, as Klopp has been labelled recently. And I just think so many people were easy to jump. Like, I saw a very small bandwagon of people saying, oh, white players getting away with it again. There's a huge example of white players who get away with fucking murder in comparison to certain situations with black players. But to try and label that on Henderson with no definitive evidence, chat, don't you think that just sets a bit of a dangerous premise where a player just misunderstands someone because they're from fucking Sunderland and he thought he was speaking Portuguese? Henderson's English is that bad. He thought he was speaking Portuguese, chat. And everyone liked it because of a photo of Bobby Firmino. People are way too reactionary. Literally went from mad based on Firmino's facial expression. Exactly. Off a facial expression. Firmino's got one of those like very expressive faces as well. Like he pulls a lot of expressions and he looks away and he does all this shit. You know, no look goals and all that. Beautiful face, but a mad face. Kind of like mine. It's always moving. I just pause. But I do think in an element from this specific situation, you can't call someone xenophobic without no evidence. You can't call someone racist without no evidence. And when you start to use previous examples of situations where a player has been racist but got away with it and label it to this one, it's just completely not fair to Jordan Henderson to be held in the profile that he is and then to be accused of what he has been accused of. Regardless what you rate of him as a footballer, I can definitely guarantee you wouldn't like to be accused of these things with no legit evidence or reason. So I think it's mad. Henderson is the most underrated Portuguese player. I know, yeah, what the fuck, Portugal? Where's the call up for our Hendo Nino? Like, Danny Slater, that's why I've been calling him Hendo Nino this whole time, chat. Have you just clocked? Because he's actually Portuguese. Gabriel is reaching facts. James, what do you think about Henderson's horrendous autobiography that just came out? I haven't read it to be able to call it horrendous. Chat, is it bad? Is it shit? Arsenal are the far nastier fan base. Do you reckon? I reckon we can all be nasty bastards, you know, chat. I reckon we can all be proper seedy. Blaming Arsenal fans and Arsenal Twitter for nothing here. I'm not blaming. I'm blaming everyone. I'm blaming not just Arsenal fans. I'm blaming everyone who jumped on Henderson because Liverpool are a team who are very disliked. Henderson's the captain of the team. Any chance you get, you're going to jump on him. Love to play Poikati, instrumental facts. I can't lie. I thought he was saying something about Partey. Gabriel and Xhaka reacted the worst. His Partey's two closest friends. But that's because Gabriel thought he spoke Portuguese and has said, lad, he's just called me this. And he never called him that. It was just a misunderstanding, which Gabriel's came out and said it was a misunderstanding. But just, you know what I mean? Like, even if he did say something about Partey, I still don't think that's enough to create all the thing around the media, because if anything, you're just putting more light on that situation that Partey's in. We know why Firmino was looking like that. He was shocked that he is the player. Thought Hendo could speak Portuguese. It's like, wait there, what? You can speak Portuguese, Hendo? I didn't know you knew that term. I've been teaching you well. Bobby stopped smiling for a second. Arsenal fans immediately clutch pearls. Tell me about it. People are reaching with that thing with Henderson, and I'm just made up it's being cleared. And because it just didn't seem like him. It didn't seem like him. With all the work that he gets involved with and the good work that he does and the example that he sets, I think it was ludicrous to even assume that. Nunez starting to show his money's worth. Chat, do you think that Nunez has been value for money so far? 6 goals in 13 games. The only 2 players in Liverpool's history to score more in that period of time is Torres and Salah. So WRL, is Nunez worth his money so far? Hendo would have realised his book at the end of his career. I don't understand why now. Why not? Why not? He's had an interesting life. He's had loads of comebacks, and he's probably had the best part of his career. So I don't think it's the worst time to do an autobiography. But to be honest, I'm not really a reader, chat. So I'm not gonna read it. But Alex will probably tell me about it. Jav says Nunez cost nearly twice as much as Gabriel. Funny how at first you was going to put him next to Haaland and now you're putting him next to Gabriel. I think that is hilarious, but I've never said that he was going to be above Haaland. I thought them comparisons were ridiculous. And Gabriel Jesus was good at City. He's doing brilliant for Arsenal, who are top of the league at the moment. I don't think it's a bad comparison. I do, because I don't think they're stylistically the same, but I think your context, my friend, is very, very flawed and can be very easily overturned. He's going to be absolutely amazing. He's already very dangerous. Imagine what he'll be like in 3 years, says Mitch. He's no Joel Pirate, but he's doing all right. Gabriel had 1 year left on his contract, by the way. Facts. Very circumstantial when it comes to the price in terms of what was paid for Nunez and what was paid for Gabriel Jesus. So he hasn't been worth his money so far to the majority of the chat. I'll agree, because here's the thing, he's been given chances where he could be on 10 goals by now. So I don't think he's been value for money just yet, and I don't think he's improving the all-round play. I do think collectively we have been just a little bit worse. For instance, I think we're a better team with Firmino there than Nunez, if we start, and then you can bring on Nunez later on in the game, and Nunez will start the next game, get a tap in, do nothing for the rest of the game. People are like, oh, James, told you he should be starting because he got one moment. What about the other 5 chances he missed, dickhead? So I just think we have to calm down on Nunez, support him, back him, but don't be doing the Haaland comparisons again, and don't be doing the Gabriel Jesus comparisons, because that's very, very easy. And you're basically setting him up. I'm trying to defend Nunez here. You're basically setting him up to fail. Simple as that. Simple as fucking that, chat. What else have I got on the agenda for today's live Redmond Roundup? Chat WRL on live Redmond Roundup, by the way. Are you smashing the likes as well? Because if you're not, I'm going to be fucking fuming. Would Nunez last in Cardinal Heenan? No, don't even know where that is. Hopefully. Maybe not, depending on the circumstances. Well, that's what strikers are for. It is what strikers are for, those. Don't be a fucking smart ass, but they can contribute more to the game. You hear me? Nah, you're right, Rose. Strikers, they score goals, but they're also not, because the most successful teams in history have had outlets score goals. So Salah for Liverpool, and then City have just had everyone score, to be fair. They get goals from midfield, forwards. Either way, now they're going with the out-and-out number 9s, the Nunez, the Haaland, and I don't think you necessarily need a striker. That's why I would have preferred Gabriel Jesus over Nunez. Yeah, chat, in the summer, who would have you preferred to sign, Nunez or Gabriel Jesus? This goes to the neutrals as well. If they were options for your team, who would you rather sign? Because I know I'm going with Gabriel Jesus every single day of the week. James' question, how do we inject pace into our team? By quick players, by younger players, by more energetic players, not players that have been running in one of the most high-intense systems for 4 years. That's the best answer I've got for you there. W stream, we love that. We love that. People are saying Nunez over Gabriel Jesus. Chat, you're 7th. Well done, Captain Obvious. I didn't know that at all. It's the best school. Oh, shit, is that what it is? I don't know, lad. I went to Hillside and all that. They're proper bum schools in Bootle. So I wouldn't have known if that was a school in Liverpool. Are you really saying Nunez over Gabriel Jesus? Nunez would last longer, James. Nunez is clear, James. Nunez over Jesus. Wow, my whole chat is saying Nunez over Jesus. I think for our system, I don't know. Chat, have you seen the work that Bobby Firmino's done over the years, playing in the exact same role as Gabriel Jesus? And Jesus is actually around the same age of when we signed Firmino, I believe, there and thereabouts. In the summer, you two went with Jesus over Nunez. Chat, you're high on crack cocaine. Nunez will literally drop back to our box to defend. The lad's work rate has been insane. Look consistently dangerous. He's not polished product. He's going to become good. Trust. Do you know what's mad that you've just brought that up? Chat, get on this. I was going to talk about Nunez's defensive game, so you were just reading my brain there. Get on this, chat. This is actually insane that you've just brought that up here, Guru, because I actually have a video. This was going to be the praise that I wanted to give Nunez, because I was like, even be great on the ball, which is always the argument I use. It's very well and good that I criticise his work on the ball, but the work off the ball, especially nowadays in modern day football, is just as important. But I do want to show you this. Shit. Right. Hopefully that's popped up. Chat, look at this. Look at the defensive work. So Nunez. Here's Nunez right here, where my mouse just was. Bam! Bam! Man like Nunez! Getting stuck in that, bruv. Oh shit, what's this? Oh, what's happened? The videos went mad. Oh, chat, the video's gone a bit crazy. Let me try and restart it. There we go. Twitter being bum bum. Oh, fuck off. If you're going to be annoying, I don't want to fucking use you. But you get the point, though. He has got good defensive work rate, chat, and that's something that we need to all respect. Nunez to replace Fab at CDM, it could happen. A few people have just said that in the chat as well. Jesus will score less goals than Darwin this season. I agree. But Jesus doesn't need to score more goals than Darwin. That's the one thing we've got to remember. Remember Darwin come into the team that's currently struggling, so that exactly. That's also bang on. He actually could have more goals. He could have more goals if he was just able to convert the chances, but also be provided with more chances by everybody else. What's your most controversial tweet? I don't know, Rose. Are you a grass? Are you a snitch or something there, Rose? Because even if I knew what my controversial tweet was, would I tell you it? Would I tell it to you? You can get cancelled for fucking anything nowadays, so I'm not telling you, Rose. Are you mad? Are you mad? I reckon I'll get cancelled for saying the word Oompa Loompas soon, because midget became a wrong word to use, and then you can't say Oompa Loompa. I reckon that'll be the next one. Who's bigger legend, Suarez or Bobby? Chat, you answer that. Suarez or Bobby? I think Bobby, in terms of a legend, in terms of a player, not even close. Not even close. Curtis Jones or Carvalho? I like Carvalho well more. I think he's got much more of a higher ceiling. When Arsenal choke, they're going to agree with us. I don't know if Arsenal are going to choke, though, you know, chat. I think Arsenal have got all the potential in the world to maintain this title race if they don't get injuries, which is a big if. But I don't know. I have a little bit of a sneaky, weird feeling about Arsenal this season. I think they can do well. Elon Musk's on Twitter for one day and the videos are buggy. I know, yeah, fucking hell, Elon. Sort your shit out, will ya? No, but guys, I do think that Nunez has been doing much better in terms of improving his all-round work rate in the team. In terms of a bigger legend, though, I'm going to say Bobby Suarez is the better player. How many goals are you expecting from Darwin in all competitions? I'd say, now that he's on 6, I think it's definitely not bad to expect 20. 20 goals in all competitions. I think that's a very, very good shout. Very good shout. Would you consider buying a new CDM? If I had the money, I would buy a new CDM tomorrow. I'll take white and teeth over bitey teeth. I'll take white and teeth over bitey teeth. Facts, mate. Facts. Anyway, let's see what Jurgen Klopp's been saying, chat. Our manager, we've got a big game this weekend against Leeds United. He's been coming out and speaking about a few of the things, so we'll get some of the clips up on Twitter. Oh yeah, there's a fucking question. Honestly, anytime I go on Twitter, I always see these two managers getting compared. Always. Chat, you answer this question. I know there's neutrals in the chat as well. Who's better? Who's a better manager, Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola? Who's better, Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola, chat? Yeah, I don't know off the back of Nunez. Here's Klopp talking about him. So let me get that to the start.
But yeah, of course, it's a massive step. But it's like this. The problem is not that the boys need extra long to settle or whatever, but there are different situations for the players and for specific players. And Darwin came here after a short break after in the summer, arriving in Asia, don't speak a word, and being young, and Liverpool's a big club, and it's a big step for him, and he was expensive, all these kind of things, and all of a sudden you play the first game and everybody's looking at you. It's like the whole place is dark and there's only one light and it's a spot on you. We have to deal with that. We don't expect them to deal immediately with it. Be prepared. What did you cost that? Okay, you have to be prepared, but it's not like this. So that's the start. So trying to get fit step by step with new training, with new different things in training, different demands, all this kind of thing. And then you start pretty well against City, who coming on, scoring an important goal in the next game. Yeah, but not the next. In the next game you score. Did he? Fulham, yeah. And then you have a red card. Feel embarrassed for himself. He did that definitely. But how everybody would react like this, and then you were from not being 100%.
Chat. I'll play the rest of the video in a second, but you know the assessment I'm getting from Jurgen Klopp is that he is literally the best man for Nunez. He is the best man to maximise Nunez's potential. He's aware of the psychology side of the game. He's aware of his strengths. He's aware of his weaknesses. And he's also the best man to support Nunez when there's so many people constantly doubting him. And to answer the question about Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, a lot of you guys were mixed. A lot of people said Pep. A lot of people said Klopp. Now, history will tell you that Pep Guardiola is the better manager. And whether us Liverpool fans like it or not, statistically, that's just the way it is. It's the same in UFC. So who's got the most impressive resume? That's why people will say John Jones is the greatest MMA fighter of all time, opposed to Khabib, who is the most dominant of all time. Jurgen Klopp is great at what he does. Pep Guardiola is great at domination. And in terms of resume, well, what's more impressive? Winning a La Liga with Barcelona multiple times or winning a Bundesliga twice with Dortmund? What's more impressive? Winning the league with City multiple times or winning the league once with Liverpool? What's more impressive? Winning the Champions League once with Liverpool or winning the Champions League no times with City? Like, there's so many comparable situations to where, yes, based on trophies, based on win ratio, Pep's better. But if you want to compare head to head, Jurgen Klopp's better than Pep. And if you deny Klopp has had less resources in his whole career than what Pep has, I think it's wrong of you to assume that we can't even compare the managers. I think that Pep's better because I think that the trophies speak for themselves. And I think Pep is the best with the best players in the world, whereas Klopp is the best. So yeah, I think Klopp could probably make me a semi-professional footballer if he gave me the right advice and dealt with me well. And that sounds a bit mad, dealt with me well. But you know what I mean? Just handled my career in the way that he handles all of the current players that we've got career. So I'm not going to lie, I do think it's close, but if I had to really say who's the better manager, I think when there's the hierarchy of factors, the number one in the hierarchy is trophies and accolades. And that's why I think it's probably going to be Pep Guardiola. For a manager conversation, I think it's different for players. Like, Anderson has more Premier Leagues than Gerrard, but you can't say he's a better player than Gerrard. However, I think for a manager, if you win X amount of trophies, you're controlling a group of players to go ahead and achieve that. And Pep's really good at it. Will FSG ever sell Liverpool, James? No. Not a chance. Never say never, but not right now or anytime soon. I'm not going to lie, chat. Pep has the money at all clubs. He has been at Klopp. Has more money at the clubs that he's been at than Klopp. Klopp is better. And the style is how passionate he is. Yeah, so he's passionate. He's good with the mental side of the game. I think they're both passionate, though, chat. I wouldn't just label one better than the other. I'd say the way I think of it is the mental psychology side of things, I think Klopp edges Pep. And then I think from the tactical side of things, Pep edges Klopp. And again, it's just like, so if you get 11 hungry engines in the room, Klopp will get them to work. If you get 11 technicians in a room, Pep will get them to work. Is that a W or an L, chat, from myself? But in my biased Liverpool heart, Jurgen Klopp is so many miles clear because Pep would never be able to do with us what Pep, with that Klopp has done. And I think Klopp probably wouldn't win the volume of Premier Leagues, but he'd win at least 3 Premier Leagues in 5 seasons for City. For sure. The hate on Nunez pisses me off. He's still learning the language and scoring. You'll never walk alone. Boss content, James. I think it's definitely too far, the hate on Nunez, for sure. W. Klopp is perfect for us. Small W. Are you going to the game tomorrow? Is it tomorrow, chat? I didn't realise the game was tomorrow. Alright, I'll need to sort a ticket. I'll need to sort a ticket for the game. I'll get one sorted. I always end up getting it sorted last minute anyway. 65 Yeah, man, we're on the road to 60k, gang. So if you subscribe to the channel, you like the live Redmond roundups, I've been really enjoying them as well. So keep smashing the likes. It gets the video out there. How many likes are we on, chat? Let me know how many likes we're on, and we can get that booming. Shout out to Clueless Cookie as well, who says big W. I agree. Anything else that I want to talk about before I round this shit up? So we've looked at Xavi Simone's, we've looked at Nunez, we've looked at Jurgen Klopp's press conference. Oh, chat, get on this. Oh, no, I didn't even put it down. You're lying. You're lying. Oh, I had this like really funny commentary from a Salah goal from years ago, and I think I didn't save the link. Which probably means this is going to be the end of this video, but let me read a few more comments before we do. And again, smash a like before we finish it, TVs, because we're only on 118 likes. That's disgraceful. I love you, though. Nat says, Klopp makes good players top players. Pep buys top players and would say Klopp is slightly better tactically than Pep. But Pep has the trophy, so it's a hard one. But to me, Klopp. I don't know if Klopp's better tactically. I think stylistically, Pep struggles against Klopp even more. But I don't know if it's... I don't know. I think that's quite mad to say he's better tactically. James, got any advice on getting a ticket to an Anfield game for the way I live in London? I've never been to Liverpool. Honestly, I've realised with football tickets, Danny, it's about who you know and not what you know. And as much as I'd love to help you out with getting a ticket, I get people every single day, family, friends, people that I barely know but I really respect. I get loads of people asking me for tickets, and to sort everyone out is difficult. So I don't really have any advice. All I can say is that you've got to try and find someone who can be your source for the games, and especially away tickets is very tough. I very rarely go to away games, but it has been what it has been. And to conclude, from my man Slopstick, pause, we are... Slapstick. Oh, I swear that said slopstick, which sounded just a little bit crazy to me, you know what I mean, chat? But that's just me. That has been today's live Redmond Roundup, another W stream, another great episode as well. The audio's hopefully been fine, the visuals hopefully been fine, the stream's gone smoothly, the chat's been booming, we've been getting more viewers, people are liking. Make sure you keep liking, make sure you keep subscribing. We've got a James Redmond Roundup out on the channel right now. Again, if you really want to see a video again today, if you want to see a clip from Hot Topics posted on this very channel, then smash a like, comment, and show me your support, people, because it really does mean a lot, and it actually gets the videos out there as well. Shout out to Slopstick, that's his name from now on. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to do a few more of these next week, and in the meantime, I have been most certainly your boy James Redmond, and I am out. Peace.